Interestingly enough, anyway, she spoke about Caitlin Clark, and she spoke kind of about, obviously, Caitlin Clark's initial, like, time in the WNBA and some things like that. But let's take a listen to what she said. This was actually today. This was...
Caitlin Clark just sent shockwaves through the WNBA with a leaked training video revealing her astonishing evolution. She's no longer the rookie they tested last season. Dismiss the idea that she's merely a finesse player. She's stronger, tougher, and poised to dominate any defender in her path.
Not a flagrant foul penalty, should have been upon review. You put her personal, but...
Those days are long gone. The viral video showcases a transformed Caitlin Clark, stronger, more explosive, and more dominant than ever. No one saw this evolution coming. Clark's dedication is undeniable. She's been grinding with relentless intensity, refusing to let defenders dictate her game. If they expected to rough her up like last season and get away with it, they're in for a rude awakening. In 2025, Caitlin Clark isn't just playing the game, she's controlling it. Let's be honest, we all watched it unfold last season. Caitlin Clark absorbed contact on nearly every possession, yet the refs turned a blind eye. Meanwhile, other stars were getting calls for the lightest touch. Clark had to take brutal hits before a whistle was even a possibility, and more often than not, the officials simply let it slide.
It's open free opportunities.
Clark nudged by Carrington. Clark has some words for her back. Has been really just draped all over each other in the two meetings and then tonight's game.
Nick Carrington was an absolute her first ever game of the WNBA, forcing 10 Turner to come out of position and get her with the hip.
Clark's first trip.
But here's the thing. Clark didn't spend her off-season begging for fairer treatment. She didn't lobby the league or plead with officials for more calls. Instead, she chose a different path. She put in the work, elevating her game to a level where she doesn't need the refs to back her up. Now, that's a problem for the rest of the league. Last season, defenders had a straightforward plan: get physical, throw her off her rhythm, and make her second-guess every move. They assumed that if they turned the game into a battle, Clark would fold. And sure, she took her hits. Let's be real, they weren't just playing tough, they were targeting her. But fast forward to today, and that strategy is officially obsolete.
So Lewis still has one to get. And a foul there on the baseline.
She hit the weight room like her career was on the line. The strength, the endurance, the power. It's undeniable. She's not just training. She's forging herself for battle. Now, when defenders try to bump her off her spot, it's not Caitlin Clark who's moving. When they swipe at her arms as she rises for a three, she's strong enough to absorb the contact and still drain it. And when they try to shove her out of the paint on a drive, good luck.
Guys up. Sin one-on-one with Jones. Will whip it in. Loose ball. Deanna. Great look. Smith able to guard. There's your exclamation point.
The best part? She's not just absorbing contact anymore. She's dishing it out. Last season, you could see the frustration in her eyes, taking hits, looking at the ref, shaking her head like, asterisk, really? Nothing. Asterisk, but this season, there's no time for that. If she gets hit, she's not stopping to argue. She's plowing through defenders and making them regret even trying. WNBA defenders aren't prepared for this version of Caitlin Clark. They expected a finesse shooter they could muscle around, but those days are long gone. She's in full takeover mode now, not seeking sympathy or waiting on whistles. If defenders think they can bully her like last season, they're about to get a harsh reality check.
This plays more quickly. Clark ships it in. In fact, Denley
Slips the screen, like beautifully delivered. We talk about
Clark has the big on her stop and wing three is good. Clark through two. Action back to Clark. Wallace will take the three and drain it. Clark.
Caitlin Clark went all in this offseason, and the results speak for themselves. She's built a rock-solid foundation, making sure no defender can shove her around. Last season, she got knocked off balance while the refs looked the other way. Not this time.
She's going to take a timeout, and she's going to challenge this.
Clark is evolving into a powerhouse, absorbing contact without breaking stride, all while keeping her shot as pure as ever.
And more paint points and every bit of it for their fans because their fabulous move, stopping, tremendous move. We are.
Last year, Caitlin Clark wasn't known for her strength. Defenders shoved her off her spots. Not anymore. She's fused power with a light speed, training for explosive first steps, razor-sharp cuts, and unstoppable drives.
Katie Lou Samuelson. Christine a little bit early.
I said, what's your playing weight now? She said, one.
you mentioned earlier, Mark. Caitlin.
Trapped at the top of the key. Not anymore. Clark is torching defenders off the dribble. Her endurance was always a light, but now she's stronger, sharper, and more confident. Last season, she took the contact and waited for the whistle. This season, she's powering through and making defenders regret even trying.
That's the foul.
Is one, and the get-ahead pass is another. Oftentimes,
Players that has the ability to turn. Slide off the underside of the backboard. Did a nice job to recover. It bounces inside.
Man, you know what? They used to tell you, not afraid.
Mitchell off.
It is Russell Mitchell time and time again. Also have to be.
Mason knocks it down, and Indiana's been red hot here early. This is where Caitlin
penalty one, which review, at least by our account, this snow, but can also see that being a no call.
Let me be very clear. That's when they step up. That's exactly what she's doing.
Smith gets inside for Indiana. Indiana trying to pass. Clark to Mitchell. Big three for Indiana.
This was interesting on the heels of some of the recent discussions because I've seen people going after Caitlin Clark's agent, for walking on eggshells with some of her comments. And, she said there's no way to fairly compensate Caitlin Clark, which was basically her way of saying, yes, Clark is explosively popular and the reason for the popularity in the WNBA and women's basketball. But she also, did the whole tiptoeing thing and crediting those who came before, what I've called the WNBA reverence tax. But, in her case, she has to make sure that she's not doing anything incendiary for Clark or fanning any flames.
And Caitlin Clark can do no. The WNBA Friday Night Spotlight is presented by State Farm.
And being able to come out here and support, I know me so much.
Mitchell with 5 seconds left. Cross court Clark. As Clark see the clock. Handoff serve. And the Beaver and the third with a flourish.